Okay, so I started off last time, or I ended, I guess, with me finding my husband on social media, on Facebook again, after I said in the last video it was 6.5 years. That's how long my first marriage lasted. I was with him for 10 years. So we went a good 10 years, my current husband and I, Paul, without being together. I do not condone affairs. Let me just start with that right now. Uh, I technically started an emotional affair with Paul while I was still married to my ex. This was after I had found out that I had an incurable STD from him. I knew he wasn't going to stop cheating. So I was starting to save up money to move out. Um, he knew I was unhappy, and I told him I was going to leave eventually. So I just didn't care at the time, and I started talking to Paul online. I told him I was still married. I told him I was separated. I did lie. I was living in the same place with him, my ex. This is way too long of a story for 3 minutes, so I'll just say we snuck around for a good few months. My ex knew. He wasn't dumb. I didn't hide it. He just didn't care. He was already moving on. So, uh, Paul told me, you deserve way better than this. Even if you don't be with me, please leave him. He's not gonna be any better, and I'm only scared for you. So after a while, I decided I loved this man still. He was my first love, my first everything. So I left him, moved in with my parents for maybe a year, and we started on again. And by the way, now my parents love Paul. He's such a good man to me. He needed to grow up. We both did. But I did have an emotional affair on my ex, and when I left him, he still didn't care. He said he knew the whole time. He admitted he pushed me away purposely, but he didn't want me to end up with Paul. He really didn't want me to be that type of happy. And I told him, well, this is just how it is. You used me for years, so in the end of our marriage, I used you for a place. But now I am in this house with my husband and my daughter, completely happy. 10 years later, we've been married for almost 8 years, this coming January 17th. And that's our journey of how we got together. I regret nothing.